The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Toni V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
Welcome, and thanks for joining us.
Wow.
Well, she had her hand up. I thought I was on some sort of delay there.
bossing us
I
around.
was like dancing around.
Oh, all right.
All right, start over.
Welcome to the Real Estate House Party, and I have a very distinguished panel of real estate experts on today.
Sure do.
Usually we have Kathy Holtshouser, paralegal extraordinaire.
She's the best.
We have Toni V.
Only when I'm not asked to do anything, I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No.
No, when I'm asked to do something and I stop belly
You
aching.
don't like to be told what to do.
No.
You know what
No,
to
no.
do.
I know.
They should just leave you to your own devices
Right.
and everything would be fine.
Right.
Never question Kathy.
See?
She just told Frank Santorelli she's going to beat the crap out of him.
There you go.
No,
Look at him.
I
He's been-
didn't.
You didn't? Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't
He
supposed to
walked
say
in, someone said, "Sir, are you lost?"
I was stopped at
Because-
the front door because I'm wearing pajamas.
He's wearing his pajama top and PJ bottoms. Can you show our audience?
What?
This is how much he does not care.
It's a beautiful place to be.
They can't see.
And I actually
Take her
think,
word.
Learned from Tony.
Yeah.
but Tony has pants on today.
Well,
but that's
rumor has
it's
it.
late.
They have a zipper and a
Yeah.
button.
But I do not. I am not wearing underwear.
Okay, Frank.
I am
support that
completely
option.
commanded.
either.
I don't think Frank wears underwear.
For men, they're nothing but germ carriers.
Yeah. It's all right.
You supposed to be asking
Well-
everyone who has underwear on in the show here?
No, listen. I just was
Ooh,
kind
now I
of
wanna
impressed.
know.
I said, Frank, you pulled
I
out
don't
your
feel safe on
your,
the show.
You
Kinda
pulled
like
out your
work.
best outfit for us today, Frank.
He always looks good.
Always looks good.
At least he's wearing pants at all. I give
got
him
pants.
props. Like,
He always
they're
has a little
pants.
Hawaiian flavor to
No,
it.
he
too.
threw that on to throw us off.
No,
that
he
he's still
always
in
has
his
some sort of-
pajamas,
No.
and then he doesn't want to put his headset on because it's going to mess up his hair.
Jeez, you go.
Talk about an oxymoron here.
Issues.
I mean,
Issues.
Frank, you doing pie night this year?
I am.
Perfect.
I'll be
Tony
there.
will
Are
be
you
there.
cooking?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Are you making a pie?
No, you know what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
But I thought you guys all made pies.
Well,
I
do.
usually bring a little Debbie.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you never get voted, right?
No, he never. He's not
Me
running.
and Brad Mastrangelo entered those into the contest
Yeah.
and did not win.
Wow.
Rightly so.
I like little
ones
Debbie's.
about this
Don't
big.
you?
I love them, but I think it goes against the tenor of the,
Absolutely.
Oh, right.
of the
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot
Hey,
Little Debbie was a brand.
Yeah, it is.
So I thought he just brought
Brought Little
a Little
Debbie.
Debbie.
Little
I'm like,
Debbie.
in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, she bakes good
Oh.
stuff.
Get off my thing.
It's an
No, it's a
Australian
brand.
thing. Excuse me.
Yeah, fine.
And if you ever read the ingredients of Little Debbie, there's no discernible food in it
Oh,
whatsoever.
it's
That's what
chemical
makes
city.
them better.
Yeah.
And they're preserved for lifetimes.
Forever.
You could
Yeah.
open that thing in
Sure.
6 years and
Like
it'd still be good.
It's like the Twinkie. I think there's
Well,
no
yeah.
shelf life.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. We
A friend
used
of mine,
Yeah.
owned a garage for 30 years. His father put a Twinkie up on the shelf.
No.
Yeah.
30 years. And 20 years he owned it. So everybody that comes into
50.
the office, he goes, look at that.
Still there.
Brings it out, shows it to everybody. It looks like it was made last week.
Wow.
It's 50 years old.
Yeah.
It's
I want
still
someone to bite
spongy.
into it.
Still spongy and soft.
Is it?
Yeah.
Still has the black icing on it.
Yeah.
With the
Black
Q&Q
icing?
white.
Yeah.
Oh, no, those are
50
the...
years
Years old,
old
yeah.
in an
Wow.
office
Yeah.
sitting up on the
That's
shelf.
the Hostess, get them right, Hostess cupcakes.
That's it.
The,
Yeah,
the
Hostess.
Twinkies
Same
were...
say.
thing. Same thing, different shape,
Because if
color.
the
Yeah.
Twinkie was brown, then there was some
Some
deterioration.
more-
with
There goes
black
the
with
theory.
black frosting, right?
Well, it is long rumored, and I don't know this for a fact, that Twinkies are not baked. They are
What?
like chemically extruded.
Really?
Yeah.
Like resin, like rising like yeast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where
You
do they-
guys,
where do they-
we were brought up on Twinkies
Of course, we
and
all were.
Hostess and
Yeah, we- 'cause
snowballs.
where is
No,
it?
no, no, no.
And none of us
drawn
live
from
past
then?
75.
What's that?
Where is it?
It's like a mold. Like
Okay.
it's like a mold, and they press them, and they.
and they don't cook them at all.
Yeah, no, there's no
That's what I-
cooking.
that's what I
would agree with that.
That's what I understand.
I wouldn't
So
disagree.
who was the house that you went to? Who was it? Just like a friend of yours?
No, it's a garage,
It was
right?
a garage.
Garage.
It was a tow garage.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that we could have him on the show and have him bring his cupcake?
I don't
If he's
believe
got a
so.
garage, it's probably the least of the chemicals that are in there is the Twinkie.
Probably.
Cupcake.
I think I'm going to give out Twinkies for Halloween this year.
Halloween's coming
Yeah,
up.
just to watch people's faces.
What is this?
What are you doing? Why would you do that to my child?
Halloween is coming up.
It is coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, but we have more important things to talk about.
Maybe next show we'll talk about Halloween
Sure,
a little
why
bit.
Let's talk about people that carve out massive pumpkins and then
We got
try
in the
to-
water this morning.
Oh, I'm
Let's
dying
hear about
today.
it.
We went in the water this morning.
Tell us.
You gotta give a little prep. What are you talking about?
Tony and his friend
Yeah.
Jimmy Dunn.
Jimmy Dunn
Okay.
Two
went
Boston
to a
guys whacked up
fair,
a pie. Yeah.
Yeah.
and they bought a 900
865-pound pumpkin.
I'm rounding up
rounded
as what I- that's what I do.
Decent sized pumpkin.
and they dumped it in.
Jimmy's yard. It's been sitting there for a while.
Yeah.
And then this morning we got his buddy Tony to come over with a front loader, and we loaded it in the front of the front loader.
Anyone named Tony
Tony.
usually has a front loader.
Yeah, or at least access to one.
Yes,
Well,
exactly. Yeah.
Tony does not own a front loader.
No,
in
but I,
Charlestown.
access
but I
to
could
it.
get one in one call.
Well, I
Right,
know.
right.
That's the kind of guy you are.
You don't. You wouldn't ask anybody named Irv if they had. If you said, "Hey Irv, do you know anyone with a front loader?"
Or Frank.
Or
Frank.
Spencer.
Frank would know. Yeah.
Frank, you guys-
Spencer
you
would
got a
not
front
know.
loader?
Spencer wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah,
got your
yeah,
front
probably.
loader
You can
from
get one.
Tony.
So we got
Just
it in
call
the front.
Tony.
We got it in the front loader, and he
Did you already
dropped it-
carve it? Or
No.
okay.
We put it in the water first.
Yeah, the-
Below the high tide line or the low tide line.
Was it low tide or high tide?
It
or
was
where
low tide. Tide was coming in.
Okay.
And then we were able to get it to float. We got it to a place where you could
So
float.
you had to see
So
where it
you
was-
have to see its
Okay.
orientation. And then we took to it with a machete and a sawzall. Took the top off. A sawzall, yes.
Did you
A
actually-
reciprocating saw.
You used a sawzall?
Yes, we had a...
Can you do me a
No, no,
favor?
no, no, no.
Yeah.
Can you
No,
do
no,
me a favor and explain to Rick what a sawzall is? Because this is my
I know what a
favorite
sawzall
subject.
is. now.
It's otherwise known as a reciprocating saw.
You're
And-
you're the
and
most
you can-
annoying human being I have ever met. And I've met a lot of annoying human
Whoa,
beings.
I've been
Not
told
quite
that.
on the air.
No.
I'm just saying.
Now-
I've
I'm
never
just
seen
saying.
you get so angry.
Now we have company. Be nice.
All right, you're right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so we got it in the water. We had a cordless sawzall or reciprocating saw, which will cut anything basically. And we with the machete, we cut out the top.
Who did the machete? You
I
or
had the
Jimmy?
machete.
Okay.
All right.
I own
so
it.
you're the
I
most
can see
responsible
it.
one of
Yeah.
the whole group?
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gave you the machete.
They gave me the machete. And then we saw it all.
Where'd you get a machete?
I have a machete.
What?
I have a machete.
Well, you need those in Charlestown
From-
for,
you need 'em. I
to
bought-
knock down all your foliage?
I actually bought it for my son Gus. He wanted a machete.
Okay.
For what reason?
You don't ask. He said I want a machete, so we said all right.
Okay,
he
son.
went through a knife.
Okay,
period.
son, let me go get you a machete.
He went through a knife period.
He
He's got
says if
throwing-
some shit really goes down, seek out my son.
Yeah.
He could rappel into a ravine
Oh, yeah.
and live
He's
there
got-
for 6 months.
He's got grappling hooks. He's got grappling
He
hooks.
says
with
if something
rope.
really goes down, look up Gus Navarro.
Gus will survive.
You'll survive
Yes.
whatever's going
Yeah.
on.
Hey, listen, that's great advice.
So
Gus will
Gus
survive.
has the machete.
He's got a machete. He's got grappling hooks with a rope on it. He's got throwing knives, which he's pretty proficient at.
Is he?
if you
Does he
fell into a
practice in the
crevasse,
house?
What's that? In the backyard.
Oh, in the backyard.
Yeah. And,
if you fell into a crevasse
Gus,
in Antarctica,
Yeah.
he could get you
he
out.
could get you out. Yeah.
If we could find him.
Yeah. He'll find you.
A crevasse.
You're really bringing this show to a different level here.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't
But-
know if it's called a crevasse, but
And if anything-
we'll move on.
That's the word.
If anything
Crevice,
darker comes
crevice.
to light.
What's
If anything darker comes to light, you're his father, and none of this is admissible in court.
Yeah.
Right.
Moving on.
And this is
He's
not.
of age now. It's up to him.
And this is
Does
nothing.
he have
None
the
of this
whole
is
gear?
real anyway.
Like Rambo? Does he got the whole look?
No. He's not
No?
nuts. He just likes sharp things.
You like sharp things.
That's where he's drawing the line.
He just likes sharp things.
He doesn't like the
No, I
outfit,
would
but
be
he's got
concerned-
machetes around
Yeah,
the house?
I'd be concerned if he had the outfit on.
No outfit, machete,
no.
very comfortable.
Throwing knives.
He
it's all
could
good.
rappel from like 3,000 feet.
Yeah. So I gave him this machete. He was 18, and I figured he'll never use it. He just wants to have it in case he goes, because he goes camping and whatnot. And then I went to get the machete today or yesterday, because I knew he needed it for the pumpkin, and it was all dinged and hacked up, and the tip was bent. And I go, ooh, he's used this on something. I don't know what, but
someone.
it's something got hacked.
No, really.
Yeah. Yeah. So
All right,
Anyway,
so you're down at the water.
So yeah.
thought you were gonna throw them.
Here's where it went wrong and right. We had the radio station, Greg in the Morning. Buzz came down. They sent a reporter. We had about 30 people on the beach.
Does it already
watching
air, or
us.
do they tape it?
They aired some of it live, and they're gonna tape. They tape for some.
They're going to
for
replay it tomorrow, so I can't come to work
Yeah.
tomorrow
And then we got it in.
because I got to stay and listen to Greg in the Morning Buzz.
So we got it all in situated. We saw how it floats. We cut out the top, and the thing filled with water because there were some fissures and cracks in it that we did not know about. You can't see these things.
You can't see the
You
inside of a pumpkin.
You didn't think your pumpkin was waterproof?
We thought it was.
Yeah, they
of
thought that
course
was
we did.
that was their first problem.
Yeah.
Right.
But here's the thing: it still floated. So
Okay.
Jimmy got in it. We got to paddle it a little bit. Then I got in it. We paddled it a little bit, and then we Fred Flintstoned it. Put our
put it
foot to
on-
the bottom.
The sad part is
and
we
then
all know what you
just
mean.
walked around with it, right. And it looked like we were paddling. But you also cannot sink a pumpkin, so we had to.
It's water.
We had to. We didn't want to leave it in the ocean. That would be irresponsible.
Except all the fish would love it.
don't
Well, some of the
pumpkin?
guts are there and everything, but if somebody bumped into, if they're boating and hit a pumpkin,
A 900 pound
it
pumpkin.
it would be hard for us to go. How do you know it's our pumpkin?
Can you imagine the police report on that? Boat collision.
It was
Collided
800
with what?
pounds. We
800
know
pound
you're the one.
pumpkin.
Prove it's mine. How do
I
you
heard
prove
you
it's
on
mine?
101.
Although he's all over every radio station.
I know.
We're the only ones with a pumpkin.
The machete
Yeah.
is orange with guts all over it.
It's funny how he thought some of this out in a logical manner,
Yeah.
and then none of it. And
So then we had to float the pumpkin back in, which we did, and Tony with the front loader, we hooked it up to a mesh bag, and he towed it back out and put it in the landfill. So.
Oh, it's in a
pumpkin's-
landfill.
So
in a
it's done.
landfill. It's done. It's over.
What about the seeds?
If giant pumpkins start sprouting up
I know,
on
what
the
if a
beach in
fish-
Hampton next
Pumpkin
year,
seeds, man.
yeah,
Wow,
starts
in the
falling out.
landfill.
in the landfill or on the beach, I don't know how they grow,
Yeah.
but we got
That's a
as
good
much
point, Frank.
out of it as we could, and now it served its
I
purpose.
think that's a hysterical story.
Yeah, it worked
You didn't
out
make a
fine.
pie.
We couldn't make it with they're all chemically induced. I mean, you don't get to be 800.
I was just going to say, well, how
Are they
do
by
do
steroids
that?
and
Yes.
stuff?
You did see the record,
Really?
though. I did see
So
that the other
The
day.
record was
We don't know
2480.
these things.
Growth hormones?
Miracle Grow.
Miracle Grow.
Yeah.
What do you?
I don't know. I didn't grow the damn
Yeah, I found
thing.
this.
You didn't do any research at all on why a pumpkin grows to be 800.
No.
2,200 pounds the other day.
2480.
Is that the record up in
Yeah.
New Hampshire?
No, in Topsfield.
Yeah, I was there
2280.
yesterday. I saw it.
2280 was New Hampshire. The Topsfield was
And
2480.
is that the real thing or is it a replica?
No, that's it. It's
That's
an
it,
actual
that-
pumpkin.
right, that got
If you-
steroids.
Here's the thing that's going to astound you. 90 to 100 days
To grow that thing.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
it. 3 months. Boom.
And it grows to be that big.
Apparently, yeah.
But Tony only cared about he got a good deal on this 900 pound pumpkin.
we were told $1 a pound. but
you're
we
like,
got it
no
for-
way.
No, we got it for 200.
Was a pumpkin a vegetable or a fruit?
It's a vegetable.
Vegetable.
Check that. I think it's a fruit.
I will Google.
Rick, only you know the weirdest things.
I was astounded to find out as well, Frank, that drug use in competitive vegetable growing is not against the rules. Because I assumed the same thing. It's edible. What are you doing with the guts? Let's make pie. And he's
you're
like, no, it's not.
You can't. Not these. No.
Unless you want to grow
You
to
don't have a
look
lot
like
of
the
people
pumpkin.
entering this contest.
Also,
evidently.
there's very specific pumpkins that you can cook with. It's sugar pumpkin.
Yes.
The other
Right.
is just a gourd, and they're not edible.
Okay.
Mostly, anyway.
But
These
I
are all jacked up with.
But I
Or
would
you
have
could-
taken all those seeds, man, and made pumpkin
I know, but then
seeds.
you would have gotten very sick, or you would have
Yeah,
grown to
okay.
look like the pumpkin.
I mean, you could have taken them and grown your own pumpkin.
I know, but are
that's
those
all.
infected seeds?
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
they're not
So-
for eating.
Sure,
these
sure.
are these are show pumpkins.
But all Frank cares about is eating the seeds.
Yeah.
So
Well, then you go get a nice sugar pumpkin at
Yeah,
a
the.
lot of people
carve it
coming
up
into the
and-
audience right
Yeah.
now. Maybe we'll have to start the pumpkin
Yeah.
story all over again.
Hi, Dave.
Just to confirm, Rick is correct. A pumpkin is
course he is.
technically a fruit.
It's a fruit, sure, like a tomato, because the seeds are on
of
the
the seeds.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Referred to as a vegetable.
Avocado.
but it
All right,
is-
so Rick knows that a pumpkin is a fruit,
What else
Yeah.
does Rick know?
He knows everything.
but he doesn't.
This is
Hi.
this is where she drives it home too much
right.
here.
I mean, right. You could let it go.
Okay, I'll let it go.
Let it
But he
go.
doesn't know what a sawzall is. Okay.
Oh, you couldn't let it go.
No.
No.
All right. All right.
Have you
All
met? I don't know if you've met Kathy Holtshouser. Don't know if letting it go.
Holtshouser.
Holtshouser.
Yeah. Would you want it? You wanted to get to know the girl's name who's been touching your pajamas all day here?
I'm glad you said pajamas. I was like, where is that going?
I had a little bit
He
of a
has
delay.
pants on.
I was going to let the Australian girl fill in the blanks here. So,
Yeah, but you never know
Don't
it's
ever
gonna.
let me fill in the
Yeah,
blanks.
you
This
never
would be
know what's coming
R-rated
out of her
we
mouth.
learned that. We
Yeah.
learned that.
This show would be
My
R-rated.
family
so
still talks about
quickly.
your vocabulary.
So Tony, I want to give you
welcome.
a congratulations
Thank you.
and kudos for
Yeah, we saw
a
it through.
crazy great idea,
We saw it through, and it was the
and probably no one
culmination.
else has
So what
ever done
station
that.
can people see this on? Tomorrow, you
Tomorrow,
thinking?
it's radio. It's Greg in the Morning Buzz, the Rock 101. And,
You sound like you know all about
it's
Greg
New
in the
Hampshire.
morning.
Yeah.
Buzz
Because he
one.
told me this today when I came
Yeah.
in
Oh, okay.
early for the notes.
They're a very popular northern Massachusetts, southern New Hampshire radio
Radio.
station.
Can you-
Radio?
can you-
It's an 800-pound pumpkin, and you're on the freaking radio?
Yeah.
Turn around.
And
Need a
it will
visual.
be, it's
Sure what's
visually
happening.
documented.
On their website,
It's
right?
on Facebook right now.
Okay, I
and
cannot
they'll put
wait.
it out on their feed.
I can't
live.
wait.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I've already watched part 1 on Facebook. Was that on?
The purchasing of the pumpkin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is this the
part 2.
precursor of your...
What's the point of having a truck if you can't transport a pumpkin?
Right.
You know?
I know.
That's-
I like the way you think, Tony.
Yep.
Very innovative.
Last time I saw Jimmy with his truck was dropping off Kenny Rogerson's
Motorcycle.
motorcycle, my garage.
Yeah.
We still haven't told that story.
Should we? Who was it? Were you there, Frank?
I was not there.
Oh shoot!
Tony
Maybe we'll
was
have to
there.
leave it
I
up to
was
Tony to tell
Yeah.
the story.
I know the story. I
Go ahead, tell the story.
Why weren't you there, Frank?
I don't
No.
know.
We'll tell it another
I think
time.
I showed
Let's
another
do some
hour
real estate.
outer later. I showed up
Yeah,
after
yeah,
it was all done.
Yeah. We bought
I was
them-
working somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say you were busy working. They were busy fooling around.
Yeah.
Well, we all put the money together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all
To buy
pitched
Kenny
in
a motorcycle.
$100
Yeah.
and bought him a Harley
Yeah.
Sportster. And
It was given to him that night at Prince
at,
Pizza.
at the Giggles.
At Giggles,
Yeah, at
yeah.
Giggles. And
Yeah.
we told him there was a show, so it was a complete surprise. And we had the bike on stage.
Yeah.
And we presented Kenny with the bike because that had been his dream all along.
Awesome.
And we got calls from Mike
It was a
Clark.
beautiful night.
Yeah. And it was great.
I'd like a dream.
And
I'd
we-
like a motorcycle.
You know, about
Hope it's a better ending if you get one. But go
about
ahead.
30,
It won't be.
Between 30 and 40 people got a call. Is Kenny Rogerson's friendship worth $100 to you? And we all said, of course. And we all pitched in $100.
Nice.
Got him this motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
And we told him it was a gig at Giggles, and it was not. It was more of a roast of him, and to present him with the bike, which we did. He then proceeded to take it outside. Jimmy brought it down in his truck. He got on the motorcycle. What he didn't tell us is he hadn't ridden a motorcycle.
Wait a minute.
some
Wait a
time.
minute. Ever. He had
Yeah.
never been on a
Yeah.
motorcycle in his life. The Viper, who all he talked about was owning his own motorcycle,
wondering why
had
he
never
was
been on one in
he
his
was
entire
hesitant
life.
to get on.
Yeah.
Now I know. Well,
And
we
they're
all
pretty,
knew why.
pretty powerful. Yeah,
And it kicked
very
into
powerful.
gear.
And so he got on it at the front of Giggles, and he put it in gear, popped the clutch, shot about 30 feet.
And what saved him?
Steve Sweeney parked illegally. If Steve Sweeney parked
Saved
He
his
would have
life?
been over
Yes.
the guardrail
he
at
would
Route
have
1
been. He would have been on Route 1.
on the other direction.
Yes, he
Right.
would have been on Route 1 on the ground. If not for Sweeney's car being illegally parked, he hit Sweeney's car.
So Steve Sweeney's good for something,
Yeah.
All right,
right?
I got one.
slid across the gas tank, bruising his scrotum.
And he didn't want to fess up to that because he was too embarrassed.
Too embarrassed.
So here's the tip of that.
And
Other than driving a
Here's the
motorcycle.
kicker. Dad.
No, you go ahead.
You say it.
Well, I think you can fill in the blanks
Yeah.
here, but you don't do that in front of 30 very, very well-known comedians.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We
because
had
you're
no
always
sympathy.
going to be the butt of the joke.
Oh,
And as soon as he hit the ground, he was laying on the ground. Back wheel is still spinning. He's under the bike. And Don Gavin looks over and goes, What kind of gas mileage you get on something like this?
Leave it to him.
I think you came up with selling a bike slightly used.
Slightly
10 feet.
10 feet. How many miles on it? 10 feet.
It only went 10 feet,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then it went to Rick's garage where it stayed for 3 years, 2 years.
More, 5.
I used to actually double dog dare him to take out Kenny Rogerson's bike.
Oh, I was thinking of it, but he kept
the
keys.
key. Smart guy, right?
Yeah.
so is he riding that motorcycle?
Yes, he is now riding the
Oh,
bike. Yeah.
After 5 years, he did it.
Yeah. He got it.
He had to
and
do it all
he's-
over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had it. Yeah, because the turn signal was broken. It scratched up. It was on the pavement.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you get for gas mileage?
Didn't take a lot of real estate.
Oh,
Wow.
God.
So I'm sure Chris Carter's happy it's out of the garage.
Scott Carter is.
Oh.
Because he likes to clean up, and he's wondering what this big Viper
What's
motorcycle.
it doing? What's it do? It has no purpose.
Right,
Sure, of
exactly.
course.
Rick said, that's my ride,
No,
Scott.
that's my ride. I was thinking of if I had the
But we
keys
didn't
there.
even introduce Frank, did we?
It's 21 minutes
Did we?
in.
Frank's here, everybody. Don't know if you noticed.
Frank Santorelli,
Don't get up from your chair.
formerly of The Sopranos.
Right.
I went to take a photo of Frank a minute ago because you guys are all just doing your thing, and his head is just in his hand. Just like,
I drove up from wherever to do
was like,
this.
oh, it was just the perfect visual representation of my life when I work with you all. It was great.
But typically it's Tony that has his
No,
head.
Tony doesn't do that.
No.
Completely
He
engaged.
used to.
It's usually whoever's in that seat does it.
Right,
Yeah.
Tony?
No.
Just really,
Frank, if you didn't become a comedian, what would you do? What would you do? You've had a
I
lot
would have
of
been a
business.
Not
landscaper. It was a
this.
very unusual job for an Italian.
landscaping? Is that like
See?
wink, wink?
And
landscaping?
and more than likely you would have had a front loader.
That's
Right.
right.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
you wouldn't have had to call Tony for the
Right,
front
Tony's
loader.
friend
Yeah.
Tony. Right.
I had a job busting concrete with a sledgehammer.
Ooh.
It was the greatest job I ever
How long
had.
were you in prison for?
These Italian guys, they see me at this shopping mall and
Yeah.
they start chatting them up, and we need somebody to break concrete. $20 an hour cash.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, what do I do? Just show up tomorrow. Bring a sledgehammer. I go, bring a sledgehammer. He goes,
Yeah, you got to have your own
Went
tools.
to the hardware store, bought a big-ass sledgehammer. And I just walked down the sidewalk going, bam, like that. Bam. And these guys with these pinch bars went like this and picked it up. And then 6 guys would pull it away.
Really?
But my job was to bust it was the greatest job I ever had.
You must have felt so good. You got all your aggression out.
I was cut like stone, too, at the end of the summer. Chicks all over the place.
Wow.
You never once stopped to ask who you were digging up?
I know, really.
All it was big
For the
slabs of
Italians.
concrete,
Boom.
and I would just hit.
Sure.
Did you ever ask if that was the right place? Do you hear about the stories like that?
No, because they spoke no English.
Okay.
Which was great. Because
This is
two
perfect.
things that they would say: shake a leg, go home early, huh? And where's your sapone?
Was you what?
The half pick, half
Oh, yeah.
gouger kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
called a sapone in Italian.
I don't have a sapone.
You must know what a phone was, right? In your tool bag.
I certainly did.
All right. All right.
not
All
Italian.
right. All right. What would you have done?
Well, I'll tell you this story. One year,
We got time.
before I started,
Can I just show the audience?
I was moving-
I did make an attempt.
we were moving.
Next week.
Next
But-
week. Maybe we'll get Frank
A
back.
buddy and I moved down. We wanted to move down the Cape.
Yeah.
And lived on the Cape for the summer and do what you do. And we decided that we needed to be gainfully employed.
Yeah.
So he got us a job roofing.
There you go.
Yeah.
My brother was
So
a
we
roofer.
go the first day, and our job, being the new guys, was to hump the
Yep.
the
Carry
roofing,
everything
Up
up.
the
carry
ladder,
up
yeah.
the ladder,
Yeah.
and then lay it out, and then they would come along, and then we were doing. Then they sent us to after we got the shingles up, they sent us to a hot top, a flat roof.
Oh, so you had all the key jobs.
Yeah, and it was just brutal.
Right.
And
Right.
and we would have to lug buckets of hot tar up the ladder to the thing, and so then half a
You
day.
think you had a tough job right now?
Half a day, my buddy is up on the roof. I'm, lugging the tar up to him,
Yeah.
and the foreman would yell down, "Another bucket of hot," and he would get a bucket of hot.
boy.
And so one time he goes, "Another bucket of hot," and my buddy goes, "Your mother's a bucket of hot." We dropped the pails, tore the legs off of our jeans, and walked across the street to the beach.
So how long did you last for?
Half a
Half
day.
a day.
Wow.
Didn't even make it to lunch. Never made it to
Your
lunch.
mother's.
Yeah,
Your mother's
your mother's a
hot.
bucket of hot.
Now I had a job ripping tar off of a floor. You know.
Yeah, you guys scrape, yeah.
And I did the same thing. It was a friend of my parents got me the job.
Did you need the sapone?
I did.
Yeah.
And I was
Now you
scraping
always
it.
said-
But guess what? I was an actor in high school, and I was in plays and everything. So when I quit after about 2 hours, he called my father. He goes, "Those goddamn actors are all alike."
What is he saying about you, Frank?
But I was 20. I was 19. He's like, "Those damn actors are all alike."
No.
My brother was a roofer, so it was like an Oreo cookie. His back was as black as could
Yeah.
be because all he was doing was leaning
Yeah.
over, hammering. He must have had the elite job there, and the front of him was all white.
Sure.
So yeah. He fell once from a third story.
Oh my God.
Third story roofing, and nothing seems to phase him. Third story, the only thing that saved him was hitting an awning on the way down.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jackie Chan style.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
And that was
without
that
the
was the
training.
lucky day
Yeah.
for
That was
him.
the lucky day. Yeah.
Sure.
If we had more time, we could tell that story.
For all
but-
your real estate needs, call Carter Law,
Oh, don't bother.
978.
If you guys want to hear any really good jokes,
9222.
Now, what's
781.
reverse mortgage again?
what were we going to talk about?
We have a bunch of stuff. I have a potpourri of questions from brokers that they wanted to kind of throw
Well,
out to me.
throw them out.
Want me to throw
Yeah.
shoot you out right now?
Yeah, and we have like
Look at
3
Chrissy
minutes.
saying,
No.
I got a flight
We
to
do?
Australia
No,
in a half hour.
let's wait till
We got
next
about-
week
no, we
when
got about
Frank.
14
You want me to do a
minutes.
few right
No,
now?
no, no.
We'll save.
You got to do halves. It's all right.
All right.
We could do them rapid fire.
have a microphone on you. People can hear you, and it's okay.
Okay, so Chrissy
That's
has
one,
to
too.
catch a flight.
All right, you want to wrap this one up early?
Australia
Not in like a minute. You're okay.
All right,
She's saying we're okay.
Yeah.
for a minute.
No.
for a minute.
Go.
Oh, you want to just wrap? And Frank, would you miraculously be able to come back next week?
Absolutely.
And you know what I would like the most?
Can you wear the same shirt and same pants?
I was going to say, can you come in the pajamas?
I can take this off so it'll look
Oh, no,
different.
we're good. We're good.
Oh, go no shirt,
Wear no
only
shirt
pants.
underneath.
We'll all go topless. We'll all go
All right.
You know what you know what they call it when you're shirt no pants? It's called a full Winnie the Pooh. All shirt, no
right,
pants.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Or
that.
Porky, we call it
Or you
Porky
could go-
Piggin.
Well, don't change yet,
full
Frank.
Porky Pig.
Frank,
Piggin.
Frank, let's let that be
No,
a
no,
surprise
no.
for next week.
I'm gonna have to edit music.
What do you got for shows coming up?
Yeah.
We got 3 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Yeah.
What do you got for shows coming up?
I'm working this Thursday at Florian Hall. Then I'm somewhere in Quincy on Friday.
Wait a minute. Where is Florian Hall?
It's
It's in Dorchester.
Dorchester.
Dorchester,
Yeah.
okay.
Doing the
Thursday?
Teachers Union Thursday
yeah.
night.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
How do those go?
good. You
All
got,
right.
you got to be a little PC.
Right.
Really?
You know, those people.
I know that's tough
You
for you,
actually
Tony.
are pretty good. Well,
I mean,
once
I
in a while
try.
you lose
You
it a
don't
little bit.
swear, and
No.
your sexual jokes are kind of innuendos.
They're innuendo.
not-
Yeah, I'm
it's not. You're
I
not
don't go off the
raunchy,
deep end.
right?
Someday can we do a joke off? We did that
Oh, we had
one
a good
night.
one. Yeah, we had
a
a good one the other night at
Oh, you
the
did?
Vinny Champa thing, Johnny Peasy and I.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Frank, joke off one of these days?
Sure.
Yeah, so you just can you tell
Absolutely.
you one about the talking dog at that point?
Sure.
All
I'll
right.
tell the talking
What's your
dog joke.
favorite one? Favorite quick little joke. You don't have to say it now. Just think about it. Maybe we'll get you for next
got it.
week.
I'm ready.
What do you?
He's ready.
I can't believe we're already off track for next week. That's a new record for us.
Yeah.
We are already completely
We've lost it.
behind schedule for next
Next
week's
week.
shows
we
that
were
we
kind
haven't
of in the
even
mood
done.
for that.
All right, give us one.
Your last-
and then you're
your
going to
best
tell us.
joke.
Well, first tell us what you got any shows coming up?
I do. I'm at Giggles this weekend.
Oh,
Nice.
With
yeah.
the Godfathers of Comedy.
Rocky Laporte.
Rocky Laporte and Paul D'Angelo. We
Nice.
were part of a bunch of guys that did a thing called the Godfathers of Comedy, much like what the African American guys did, the Kings of Comedy, and
Yeah.
then the blue collar guys. We were the Italian guys.
Nice.
All right.
They went like this. We went like this.
Well, I wish you luck to this
Thank you. Yeah, this weekend.
at
This
Giggles.
weekend.
Where
3
is
shows.
Giggles anyway? Southbound, northbound.
Route 1 southbound.
Okay.
Best
The Leaning
pizza.
Tower of Pizza joint.
Yeah.
I got you. Give us one joke you might tell that night.
Have you heard of the Jewish Superman?
No.
Superman.
And you're going to get plenty more of those next week.
Was that PC?
Yes.
Giggles.
That's
All
not
right,
bad.
so Frank, you think you come back because we get a load
Absolutely.
we got a load of
Sure.
information for our next show.
And I don't know how the time goes by
I
so
know.
It's
fast.
so quick.
I know.
I don't know how.
I do.
I know.
'Cause
She hates us.
It's pretty bad when the producer
love
hates
it.
us.
We
Yeah.
love you,
I
Chrissy.
love you guys. This is great for me. It's. I
For all your real estate needs.
You know how hard my job is?
781-944-9222. I think we have a jingle. Thanks
Despite this show,
Oh,
he
and
knows
yeah,
what he's
check
talking
us out on
about.
Thanks for
Facebook.
joining us here on the Real Estate House Party. Kathy Holtshouser, paralegal extraordinaire. Tony V, pumpkin rider extraordinaire. And Frank Santorelli, formerly of The Sopranos. We'll see you next week.
Formally.
Formally.
In his pajamas.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.